Hey everybody, this is Jennifer Jennings, your intuitive astrologer here in Nashville, Tennessee, and today I am going to talk about patterns, and death, and how we are, just somewhat just not in control, just not really all that in control. We are in control of our energies, and we can master those, but as far as other people's destiny, and our true destiny, we don't really have a whole lot of control. We had that control before we came here, and so we have a will that we set into motion when we were born. When we took that first breath, we set into motion this pattern of experience that we would inhabit while we were incarnated on earth, in earth. So today, before I got, the inspiration, well, I was talking about the two children that I've lost, both stepchildren. The first one was Josh. He died of leukemia. And then Skylar just passed away in April at 17. She had anaphylaxis. And so these two children, and my other experiences of death have taught me. They've taught me things. And, I notice patterns. Being a psychic and intuitive person, you notice patterns. You're very observant when it comes to the unseen world, and it's something that we feel too. As a Pisces, we feel very deeply about our experiences and the people that we meet, and so on and so forth. So anyway, so yesterday's video was with my son and we were talking about being psychic, right? And we were talking about manifesting. So today I got that inspiration, and I thought, I think I want to talk about patterns today, because I'm in this, talkative mode, trying to come outside of myself, and share more of my experiences and my knowledge. And so, it just seems to be the thing to do. I wanted to know from God, what do you think, God? What do you think, energy? What do you think, Father, Mother, you whatever it is, that gives us this breath here in this magnetic field of energy. And so I opened up the Bible. I twirled it like 9 times, because I don't want to know if I'm opening the beginning, middle, whatever. So, I did this 9 times, and I said, God, if that's your will, show me that that's what you want to talk. That's what you want me to talk about today, is Skylar and Josh and these patterns. And so I opened up the Bible to Judges, and I'm just going to read it just for a second. It's Judges 1. Israel fights the remaining Canaanites. And for me, I equate Canaanites with the evil people, like Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. And so that was, a pattern of murdering the brother, right? And just, and being all about self. And so that's kind of the world that we live in today. It's all about me, I. And it's not about the collective. And the Aquarian age is all about the collective. So we are going through this major paradigm shift, and it's not going to feel good. But anyway, so it says, after the death of Joshua, the very first sentence had Joshua in it. So it was like, ding, ding, ding. Hello, that's my cue. Yeah, go for it. Talk about these patterns. So the first pattern is the pattern of man, right? It's the pattern of the Adam. And so through Adam grew this garden. And this garden, we have patterns. And from all these patterns begat more patterns, begat more patterns, begat more patterns. And that's the way that life is. In this soup of consciousness that we exist upon, in this realm of vibrating energy, electromagnetic energy that we have manifested here. And so there are spirits around you all the time. And when you are thinking about them, or you smell something, or you hear a song, and you think about them, and you think, oh, I wonder, that intuition is your gut instinct to tell you that there is a message that's coming through. And so this world doesn't teach you that. There are ancient texts, the red letters in the Bible do tell us about the great works that we are capable of. And this Christ pattern, this Christ consciousness shows us how he lets go. He lets go at a very young age. And he is able to see these patterns that he creates. And they are literal manifestations that he can create, such as, the sparrow out of the clay. He can create with the earth and the magnetic field in his thoughts. And he taught us that. All of the ancient teachers teach us that. And so these patterns, like Josh taught me. I did 5 years of hard study on leukemia, trying to save him and trying to be ahead of the doctors and try to figure out and try to save this boy. And ultimately the cancer got him. Usually with ALL, with childhood leukemia, the child will or this patient will, they will succumb to a snowball effect. It wouldn't be the cancer that would get them, it would be the snowball effect. Well, the cancer got Josh. That's what ultimately, took him. And his last words were to me, and he said, "Jen, I'm scared." And so that sent me on a quest. I mean, I was like on this quest. Different people that had different ailments, I was opening up my medical book. And then it just got to a point where I had to let go. I just, my spirit told me, "Jen, you've got to let go. You've got to move on from this." And so I did. I moved on from that and met a man, fell in love. His daughter has anaphylaxis. She went downhill and she passed away in April. And so, what she showed me was, is that she wanted to eat and drink and, go to people's houses that had cats. And she wanted to, live her life the way that she wanted to live. She wanted to take the singulator. She wanted to do the nebulizer. She wanted to do these things so she could do what she wanted to do, because she was always on the move. She was very, very popular. She was a social butterfly. And so, to prevent her from eating the things that she wanted to eat, these were things that I was trying to control a child that, wanted something different. And I got really depressed about it because I thought, she's going to pass away and there's nothing that I can do about it. And that's kind of where I'm going with this pattern, is that I see it in the world. I see everybody acting like me, years ago, and trying to control, fix, manage, and control, and trying to, prevent death, because nobody wants to die, right? When you think about your own mortality, it's like this gut pain is like, oh God, and it's all about your identity, and you're at war with letting go of this identity that you created. That's a false sense of really who you are, because truly who you are is energy, and it's always transforming. And so if you know, and you go off this basis of who you really are in an electromagnetic, energetic sense, then you can see things from a more detached perspective when you're looking into the inner and the outer world. And so these are things that we're going to start seeing more and more of, as more and more people talking about this Christ consciousness, because we are lifting. Christ is we are going through this place in the solar system where, we have more energy and more, more wisdom that's going to be available to all of us. And we're just going to know. We're just going to know, because God is that grand of energy that we are all a part of. And that's what this Aquarian age shows us too, is that we can have our individuation. But we also have to have this, collective consciousness that is for the betterment of the all, and go away from this patriarchal, me systems that have killed the brother, like with Cain and Abel. These patterns we're going to let go of. We have to let go of. We're going to be forced to let go of. And so as you can let go of these material senses of success is to give. That's what success really is. And in these patterns, we can see that Christ consciousness, this Fibonacci, this 314, it's in everything that we can manifest here. And we've got to understand who we truly are at the basis of the root of the tree of life that we are all a part of. And so, it's hard times. this corona, whether it's real or not, they are making like it is. They are very confusing with the information. And this is where we let go of what is going on, what isn't going on, and live. Just live the way that you want, create what you want, and really lead from your heart. That's what these times are calling us to do. This Mars in Aries, and then this full moon coming up in Aquarius, from July 27th to August 3rd, I feel like there could be some big things that are going to happen. Don't know. It's just a feeling. But these are big times that we're going into. And, it's destiny that we let go of the material senses that kill our brother, that, don't elevate him, because we are in dire need of elevating one another instead of tearing one another down and picking, good or evil, and portraying one. We don't know. What we do know is that we are energy, and we are going through a place in the sky, in the solar system, that's very active. We could find a binary star. There's so much that's going on in space and in our inner worlds that we're just really going to have a come to Jesus meeting, come to Buddha meeting, come to Allah meeting, whoever you look to as this pattern, this good betterment pattern, that you try to lift yourself in. That's the pattern. That's the pattern that we need to be talking about, is you have a destiny. It's already written in the stars. It's already been written. These are the great times of revelation, of, talking to each other about what is being revealed to us in our spirit. This is not a time to be, hanging on to these old, sick, toxic patterns of this patriarchal system that's keeping us sick and wounded. We've got to let things go. If it's not working for us, it's going to be forced to let go. It's not going to go into our future. So to lessen the suffering, let go and let God. That is what we all need to do, and to give the freedom to other people within logic and reason. If it's going to hurt the collective, we really need to have a come to Jesus meeting and to really talk about it. Don't just make my future for me. Don't just go and go to every country and then go into, the solar system and then start, wreaking havoc and getting I know that it's all meant to be, but we are to talk about the balancing of the scales and the moderation and the logic and the reason and the cause. The cause for sickness is Cain and Abel. We've got to let go of these patterns. And these patterns we can see on the television, we can see on social media, and we can choose to not be a part of it. We can choose to let it inspire us and speak from our platform what we think. That, is allowing other people to be free to be themselves, but to use that inspiration to, speak your truth. Use that throat chakra. Use the energies of Mars, and Aries to give you this drive, this, beautiful drive. The sun's in Leo. We can be public. We do not have to hide our light. We can share our light, because when you share your light and you light each other's torches, before you know it, we've risen the whole consciousness of the human species into another beautiful paradigm that we want, that we can control, because we can control how we think. We can control how we think. We can control how we think, and how we think is what is portrayed to us in this outer world. And so if you want freedom, give freedom. If you want love, give love. These patterns are showing us how to let go of what doesn't serve us anymore, and to let go of the toxicity of the political arena. If it has anything to do with the Cain and Abel story, we need to let it go. Just let go and let God, and give others freedom. That's this message. And it was inspired by Joshua Jennings and Skylar Townsend.